When you think of gender equality, you probably think closing the pay gap, shattering the glass ceiling, protecting women and girls from gender-based violence, and for some, abortion rights. Probably don't typically think about going topless on beaches. But apparently that is the next frontier certain activists are tackling. And one liberal seaside town in Massachusetts has now voted to allow women to go topless on all of its sandy shores in the name of equal rights. Men are able to go to the beach in just their swim trunks, so why shouldn't women be able to do that? So the logic seems to go. The measure passed 327 to 252 in Nantucket this week. State law currently only allows men to go topless in public, but not women. We'll talk to the seventh-generation Nantucket resident who introduced the measure in a moment. She calls it top freedom and says going topless is not the same thing as nude beaches, so don't get them confused. Tossing off your bikini top in this case, she says, is simply leveling the playing field, or beach, for both men and women. The measure reads in part, quote, in order to promote equality for all persons, any person shall be allowed to be topless on any public or private beach within the town of Nantucket. In Massachusetts, the Attorney General has to sign off on amendments to municipal bylaws, so we'll see what happens. And while most Nantucket residents who spoke at the town meeting spoke in favor of the new rule, some had their doubts.
Right now on Nantucket, there are a number of beaches that people know you can go topless. It's sort of private. If you want to take your top off, I don't have a problem with it. But I don't think we need a law to make me feel equal to men.
I'm with her. I've been to Nantucket. I like it there. But if I bring my young kids to the beach, I would think I should have the ability to avoid having to have that conversation with my kids. Yes, men and women are different. Men's bathrooms have urinals. Women's don't. Men get prostate cancer far more than women. Women don't have an Adam's apple. And women do have breasts that look and function differently than men's. Joining me now is Dorothy Stover. She introduced the Gender Equality on Beaches bylaw. She is a self-described love and sex educator and runs the Nantucket Love School, where she says she teaches spirits and pleasure courses and workshops. Dorothy, thank you so much for coming on the show. All right, so was it really necessary to make old fogies like me uncomfortable at the beach?
Aw, I'm sorry you feel uncomfortable, that would make you uncomfortable. Just want to hold that for a moment. Yeah, so when it comes, it's interesting because there's other people that have reached out about this and how they think, like the families are thanking me. Different mothers who are breastfeeding at the moment, and they're feeling excited about the fact that they won't feel shame for breastfeeding. So yes, I think there are definitely some people who are uncomfortable. It's such a ingrained part of society that for women to cover up.
But wasn't there a different way to do? I mean, you could make an exception for breastfeeding, right? It happens across the country, where you could say, obviously, if a woman is breastfeeding, it's a different story, right? Than just saying, well, we need to make sure that the town law across the entire town ensures that women can take off their tops whenever and wherever they want. Do you see any difference there?
I do. And I definitely would like to share with you to support. So when it comes to the chest area for a man and woman, it actually is very similar. So both men and women have nipples, areolas, and mammary glands. There are cases where men were able to breastfeed. And
well,
men have lactated.
By the way, all right, but that's usually when they have a medical condition, you know, and or they have, like, you know, been using steroids or something. I mean, let's be clear, it's not a normal thing for a man to be able to lactate and produce milk. And by the way, I didn't believe it when my producer first told me that you were going to say that, and so I had to look it up. And I looked it up, and I saw when these incredibly rare instances when that can happen. But that really doesn't serve to bolster your argument, does it?
Well, it's the same makeup. So men can develop breast gland tissue as well. And there are men that have larger breasts than the average woman. So when it comes
All right, how
to
about
the
that?
actual
How about
top-
making them? How about instead a bill that says those guys have to wear a top?
Oh, I don't like body shaming anyone, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying. I think I'd rather have a bill that makes them have to wear a top than say that all women don't wear tops on beaches. I don't know. How seriously did you take this? Let me ask you. How seriously did you take this?
I didn't think it would get to this level. I didn't think I would be here. I thought I would be submitting this, and it's a small town, and then I'm not necessarily here to convince anyone. I'm here to share what my findings and facts, and I brought this forward, and other people agreed. So the town voted agreed, and I've had so many people maybe in November when I submitted that didn't agree with this and then changed their mind. So it's fascinating. I know. And then if you look at the history of bathing suits, did you go over that at all?
No,
For the history of bathing suits?
That one, no, I did not. I didn't get time to go look at the history of bathing suits, but I will now. And Dorothy Stover, thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for being a good sport. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.